Hi, Stephanie here with my first attempt at a video trip report from the field. We're at the most southerly of the chain lakes in Hoover Wilderness. We'll be hiking out to Levitt Meadow in the truck tomorrow. We just had a brief thunder shower move through. Emmy was a little spooked. She's right here. I don't know if she's the photo bomber dog. I'll try not to get too wrapped up in the details. I have a lot of cool pictures, and I think I'm going to get some really nice ones tonight because of the sunset with the thunder clouds, or what's left of them, turning all those nice colors. So I guess I started off the trip kind of wondering, how I was going to do. This was my first post-surgery, facial surgery trip, and I tell you, the first day was tough, and I've gone out with heavier packs before, but that pack felt really heavy to me. But we slogged along, and I know just keep putting one foot in front of another, and eventually you'll get there. And so we camped along the West Walker River, stream, creek, trickle, because it's a dry year here. First night. Second night we continued up the West Walker, and then we went up Cascade Creek, which the guidebook said look for the sign for the falls, Cascade Falls. How original. Didn't see any sign, didn't see any waterfall. There was one break right before we hit the big steep climb, 400 feet up to the top, and the PCT, Pacific Crest Trail. I was looking at my cell phone, and I said, man, I better not forget to put that away. Well, guess what? Forgot to put it away. But fortunately, I took some pictures of Emmy, and they helped me recall where I had left it, and so I was able to kind of go back and find it the next day. So we went to Cinco Lake. We camped there the second night, which is a very beautiful lake, subalpine. Lots of trees around it, but it's pretty clear. Lots of fish. People were fishing. There was a group across the lake. And so, around dinner time, all of a sudden, here's this guy with this big, huge, one of those packs that has everything kind of strapped onto it, so it's all flopping around. Younger guy, hey, oh, you're not my group. Well, yeah, you're probably the group's on the other side of the lake. And they're having a campfire, and I think campfires are prohibited. Oh, how high are we? I said, I don't think it has anything to do with how high we are. Sometimes that has something to do with it, what the rules are, but it's a drought. I think they put a fire ban. Oh, well, I'll tell them. So, well, they continued to have a campfire. Nothing changed there. So thinking I have to go back and get my cell phone, I didn't. The next day we backtracked a bit, dropped the pack at the intersection of the Cascade Creek Trail and the PCT, got down, found the place. I was overjoyed, took some selfies, which you'll see or not see, and we moved on to kind of the upper, I don't know what it's called, Upper Walker Basin or something. Ran into 3 Yosemite rangers who were scientists. One was a botanist, one was plant scientist, and I forget what the other one was. 2 men and a woman, and they were studying the impact of stock use in the park. We weren't in the park, but they were hiking out of the park to go get some beer or something. I don't know what it was, but they were very pleasant to talk to. And then only moments later I ran into Victoria Jarvis, who was the backcountry ranger for the Hoover Wilderness. So we had a really nice talk with her, although I said, well, I'm probably the first transgender hiker you've encountered. She was like, you're transgender? Like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Hey, but anyway, she was very, very nice. So Victoria Jarvis. We moved on to this Bonnie Lake. Oh my god, that Bonnie Lake is beautiful. And camped there. It was a little windy. I guess that was day 3. So day 4, we did a just a little loop day hike cross country. I took 1,000 pictures through these different lakes. Cora Lake, Helen Lake, sorry, Lake Ruth, and I forget the Stella Lake. And that brought back a lot of memories from a trip I led in the Sierra Club in 2003. I won't go into it, but I'll go into it a little bit. The whole backpacking thing has triggered a lot of Sierra Club stuff in me, so that's for another video. But anyway, when we went through there in 2003, it was mosquitoes like you couldn't believe. It was earlier in the year, in July, hiking with a head net and that stuff, and it was not like that. Very pleasant, beautiful day, just a wonderful day, and then camped at the Bonnie Lake again. And today we hiked out along the opposite shore of Bonnie Lake, and from the other end of the lake you can look back and see Tower Peak and everything. Tower Peak and Forsyth Peak, which are pretty awesome looking peaks, and that was pretty cool. And then we went cross country down, picked up the trail, and wound up here. We had a little bit of a thunderstorm. We had awesome weather the whole time, just clear blue skies. Yesterday was a little teeny cloud, and last night it was windy the whole day. So kind of one of the backcountry things is if it gets windy, it kind of portends a change in the weather. So I was thinking, yeah, the weather changed. Sarah hadn't really been posting the weather report. I wasn't too concerned, but then I saw the clouds this morning. I said, where's my weather report? Because I have a satellite communication device, just short messages, nothing fancy, just so I can get some information like the weather forecast, that kind of stuff, and also so I can post where I am, which in case something happens to me really helps the search and rescue. At least that's my theory. Hopefully that remains a theory. So we braved out the thunderstorm, and it boomed a few times, Emmy shaking, but now she's out of the tent and she's fine, and we're going to go eat dinner, which I make great backcountry dinners. All dehydrated at home and pretty tasty when you're out here. And then we've got a little bit of a long hike tomorrow. It's like 8 or 9 miles, I think. But, it's mainly downhill, all on trail. And there's nothing like, sitting in the hot tub after one of those days instead of in your tent. So, well, I hope this turns out. I'm not going to do it again. It is what it is. Toodaloo, and I'll be posting pictures on various mediums, whatever. Bye.